It was an absolutely amazing event, incredibly rare, especially to get such an incredible huge fish washing up on our coast in such a pristine condition.
To have everything explained about this fantastic animal and how it's ended up here on our shore really has enlightened me.
To actually see that it's ended up being of so much use to science and it was such a rare and unusual species was incredible.
The story of the bluefin tuna is great because what it's meant is that the general public and those who are really interested in the marine environment have been brought together with scientists who work on these large animals, and the event has just allowed us to bring all those people together into one place. And sometimes we can exist in separate kind of worlds, but actually the ESI and the facilities here and our want to work with the local community, the fish has really driven that and has allowed us all to come together and have this public event and learning about this amazing fish.
It's incredible when you think how nearly it ended up being barbecued, how much we've learnt tonight about this amazing creature that, you know, does come and frequent our coast, but we didn't even know. When we first found it, it was such a surprise because we're used to sort of going down to the beach and recording dead porpoises and dolphins and seals and things like that, but to have a huge fish in the middle of the summer when the beach was full of tourists, for a moment we were a bit paralysed and didn't know what to do. The girls that found it wanted to sell it to the Japanese because they knew that tuna's worth a lot of money. Some local fishermen very quickly told them they couldn't do that because you can't sell a fish you haven't landed yourself that's washed in dead, and especially if you don't have a licence to land it. Then we realised it couldn't be eaten. Didn't realise quite how special and rare it was, or that scientists might be interested in it. So a local fisherman then was going to chop it up and use it as pot bait in his lobster pots. At that point we all still thought it was a yellowfin tuna because of the little yellow finlets. Went home, looked online, very quickly realised it wasn't yellowfin at all, it was bluefin, which is more endangered and is particularly special. And so then started ringing around people to see whether there was somebody who actually might be interested in looking at it from a scientific perspective.
Bluefin tuna are like the Ferrari of the ocean. They're extreme performers. They can swim over huge distances. They can also accelerate extremely fast. They have some of the largest gill surface areas of any fish in the sea. They have massive metabolic rates. So they're these real extreme outliers, these extreme performers of the vertebrate world, really. So for me to get an opportunity to get close to one of these was something really special, and that's why I really wanted to be involved in this. I love telling people things they didn't know maybe about cool animals that live around us. And bluefin tuna do live around us. They regularly travel through the waters of the UK. So it was fantastic having an opportunity to be able to share not only with some of our students from the University of Exeter, but also with the general wider public, some of the really cool things about these tuna. So we were able to look at, for instance, their gill structure and see that they were much bigger than any of us thought they would be. Really, really deep dark red, and we were able to pass them around in trays and really have a look up close and see what they really look like. This is an endangered species. There are not enough of them left in the world, and from what we know they're being fished in such huge numbers that they're not likely to be around much longer into the future. So it would have been great if it hadn't have died at all, really. But given that it did, I think that we've been able to treat it with respect, and I think we've been able to make really, really good use of it. I think it's really important that we were able to share this tuna with the public and that we were able to use it as an educational opportunity. This actually enabled us to interact with 70 different people from around the county. It's really important that we use their local knowledge and that we respect their local knowledge too. So it's really important for me that we do work with local Cornish nature groups, NGOs and council and government officers.
The collaboration is perfect, especially with these small groups who want to do conservation and to understand the workings of why they're conserving and what animals they're conserving, to get real insight into it. I think it's perfect.
For us here to be able to attend an event like this is really a one-off, so I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was amazing.
The commentary that ran alongside the post-mortem, it gave you such an insight into such powerful fish in our oceans and exactly what we were looking at, different parts and all the muscles and the brain and everything else about it. It was really, really interesting.
I think it's brilliant to be able to come to the university and see the university supporting the local community and what they're trying to do and be enthused by all those people doing stuff. I think it's fab. It's what the ESI really was built for, using Cornwall as a classroom, and this is really Cornwall in a classroom in a nutshell. Around one tuna, it's incredible.
Having organisations like voluntary groups, the Rain Peninsula Beach Care, VMCA groups, like the Marine Strandings Network, universities, everybody working together for a single goal, about better understanding of the marine environment, what's actually happening, what's changing with the marine environment is absolutely crucial. Well done to everybody involved. Incredible outcome from the stranding.
There are so many people, beach lovers, dog walkers, who are out on the beach all the time. They're down there a lot more than scientists are, and they can see and find and record and note things that will often be lost to science. And I think there's a huge opportunity for citizen scientists to feed into the knowledge about our natural world. Not a huge amount is known about bluefin tuna. As we saw from the scientists here tonight, it was a learning curve for them as well. To get proper information about their size, any injuries, and possibly find out why they died. I mean, that feeds into really important information about the threats to creatures in our seas and can build up policy to better protect them. It's been amazing for people around where we live to see such an amazing creature come out of the sea in Cornwall. It's given a lot more people a lot more interest in the natural world around them.